I got to come on for this one right here. I got to come on for this one. I warned an individual about some stuff he shouldn't have been doing, sending out half-naked pictures of himself through the United States Postal Service, harassing our company, sending us multiple emails, thousands of emails, harassing our emails, contacting my family members, sending them out naked pictures of himself. This is going to be something, it's going to be a very serious lawsuit. And keep in mind, as I said before, Fernando Gonzalez is going to be, his name is going to come up in these lawsuits. First things first, my name is Kenneth Berg. My company is ILEG, ILEG Technology Screens. Now, I just got finished talking to some people about this problem we've been having with Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, we're filing a class action lawsuit against the city of Baltimore and public housing. And yes, we have grounds to sue. Not only that, the pictures that you were sending to the United States Postal Service is considered to be pornography, which means we can have you arrested. You sent those pictures over to my sister's place, which she has kids. You sent them over here to an office building multiple times. You cannot send half-naked pictures of yourself through the United States Postal Service, especially pictures that are uncovered, which was against the law. This is a violation against your lease. Also, too, we have other charges that we file against you. So, guess what? You're going to jail. And on top of that, the lawyer I just hired is basically going to file a lawsuit against the city of Baltimore and public housing and all managers involved, because we told them multiple times that you had these issues and problems and they have ignored it. Nor did they contact your social worker or did they tell anybody about what was going on. They pretty much swept it under the rug. And this is going to cost them a lot of money. Keep in mind that Mr. Williams also used someone else's address to commit these crimes on this post office. The pornography he was sending over, which now they're labeling as pornography. So he used a funeral home director's address. Man, this is bad for you, buddy. And I told you at the end of the day, you're going to spend the rest of your life in the prison system. That is definitely where you are going. So we begin tomorrow. We'll be contacting public housing to make them aware of the managers that did not do their jobs properly. I'll be contacting City Hall. I'll be going down to the Allentown Police Department. We'll be contacting FBI. We're going to get all this together into one big case so we can begin the process of lawsuits. Which again, Mr. Williams, you don't have anything, but you are going to get sued anyway. But most importantly, public housing is owned by the city or government, either one of those at the end of the day. But one of them is going to have to pay out this because that's who we're suing. So we just found out we have grounds for lawsuit. Well, you got 3 people that are involved in this now. You have the funeral home, which they find out we're going to file a lawsuit. They're definitely going to file a lawsuit. That's definitely going to happen. He sends out pornography, and that's what they're calling it, pornography, of himself half naked on a postcard out in the open, exposed so anyone can see it. Can't do that, Mr. Williams. You see that information I wrote in the bottom? That is literally from the United States Postal Service, clarifying what you can send to their mail. So technically, the United States Postal Service will be filing charges also. Mind you, they have a 20 years for committing a crime for each offense. And how many of those postcards did you send out? Quite a lot of them. So that means you're going to receive 20 years for each one of those postcards that went out. So this man's looking at over 120 years in jail. He is going to be in there forever. I told you it was going to happen. Talking to a lawyer also told me that city's reliable. Housing authority is reliable. Managers are reliable because this guy stalked their company. He stalked us from the time we were in the garage. He was sending out letters out to people out in the neighborhood. We have all that evidence. And mind you, that evidence is sitting with the FBI. Mr. Williams, your life is over. That's the end of it. I'm going to file me a huge fat lawsuit against the city of Baltimore. Another lawsuit against Housing Authority, which is all the same group. And then my sister, who you also sent this mess out to, and I explained to them in letters back and forth that you were sending stuff to my family members and they chose to ignore what you were doing. We sent them over emails. We have emails of each thing. We documented to them, showing that we sent emails to the low rises and the high rises, clearly showing pictures of you half naked, clearly showing you in your underwear, sending out these postcards, and also with emails about raping people. Housing Authority, yes, you are responsible. You as the managers were supposed to go in and report this to his caseworker, which you didn't do. You decided to give him a scolding, and that's all you did. And then later on, these naked pictures and pornography came out of him sending these pictures out to all these different places. That's what you did. So with that being said, that makes you reliable. Because we warned you the problems we had from him, and you did nothing about it. It makes you reliable. So, managers involved, I'm going to get your jobs. I'm going to get each one of you fired. That's definitely going to happen, and I will be filing a class action lawsuit for each one of you. And these lawsuits are going to be hefty. Well, that's pretty much it. Everything happens for a reason. That's the end of that. Also, too, the fact that he's going to sing like a canary, he's going to mention your name, Fernando, multiple times in those criminal reports. We also made it known that you two know each other. So you edged him on because he wants to know, how do we know Mr. Williams? We know Mr. Williams because of Jamie. Jamie, you're being charged with this also. So I'm also going to be filing additional charges in your behalf also too. And also letting the courts know you're undocumented, that they need to go pick you up. So you caused all this trouble because you contacted Williams and told Williams that I was a scammer. I have Williams on tape calling the garage, screaming and yelling, claiming that we were scammers, and mentioning your name and these recordings. So as far as I'm concerned, at the end of the day, you're going to get blamed for some of this too. You don't learn anything, do you? You don't. You don't learn anything else at all from this. Well, that's the end of that. So, when that hammer drops, right, and it will, that hammer drops, I want you to know who's on the other hand that's going to crush you in court. They're screwed. I mean, really, really screwed. We have stacks of mail from him. Stacks of postcards, emails. We even have text messages and emails, over thousands of them, hitting our accounts, claiming to be a minister. That's another problem he has too. Also to impersonating a minister. And you use the United States Postal Service to commit these crimes. But the biggest one is the pornography. It's against the law to send half-naked pictures of yourself to anyone without consent. And you did not have our consent, or my sister's consent, or the consent of the funeral home director to send half-naked pictures of yourself, Mr. Williams. So you went out, sent these pictures out without consent on an open postcard that anyone can see using someone else's address. This is bad, and really bad. So tomorrow morning, we'll begin the process of sending out some information and emails out to public housing, and letting them know that we're filing a lawsuit against them, against the building city of Baltimore, which is basically involved in the funding of that building, will be sued, and the individual managers that were involved in all of this will also be sued. It's going to be a mess. You got 3 people coming against you right now on lawsuits. It's going to be an absolutely awful mess. Well, I'm tired. Really. My lawsuit's going to be over $10 million. It's going to be up there. It is going to be freaking up there. For the amount of evidence we have on him, and my lawyer looked over that stuff, yeah, it's going to be way up there. It's going to be way up there. 10 million is probably a laugh at the end of the day. Because when I asked him, I said, could we get 10 million? He started laughing. He was like, oh, you're a little higher than that. Well, that's basically about it right there. Never sued an entire city before, but this is the first. So, money got to come out of somebody, and that's where it's going to come out of. Well, I'm basically it. I'm done. I'm going to start tomorrow and contacting these agencies and begin the process of getting all this taken care of. Keep in mind, Mr. Williams, not only will we file charges against you, but the city will also file charges against you for violating the lease in the building. And also, too, managers that were involved that could have contained and stopped this nonsense will also be terminated. Let's see, basically, if we can get criminal charges out of this, too. Because, again, for neglecting this, we maybe get some criminal charges out of it for some people at the end of the day for this nonsense. Well, that's what happens. Well, once we finish that and that's done, we have a few other people that we need to get to. Jamie, you're definitely already going to be taken care of on this mess already from the door. And the other people that were involved in some of the other stuff involving our company and slander and whatever, I'm going to be dragging you into this too. We're not so much dragging to you. We have separate lawsuits. Mr. Rogers, you owe me $100 million. Use my face without my permission. Remember that? I'm going to be coming for you next. When I'm finished with him, we're coming for you. Use my face without my permission. I showed the lawyer. I can sue you for $100 million. I can get even higher than that. Didn't give you permission to use my face, right? No permission, slandered me, called me all these scammers and stuff like that. Yeah, I got a dozen videos on you. So we're coming for you next. Before the end of the year is up, Christmas is up, I'm going to have you in court for a lawsuit. Mr. What's it, McAfee? You're right after him when we get done with him. Gee whiz, we're going to get a ton of money for this. I have any idea how much we're going to have to pay me. Any of this. You see the dollar? Any of this gets out. They're going to have to shut me up. They're going to have to pay me a lot of money to shut me up. You know how much evidence we have against you? That's how much evidence we have on you. Right there. Fingerprints, pictures, phone calls, recording, everything. Tons of emails of you contacting, claiming to be a minister of the church. That's another level right there. That's another identity theft, and that's involved in that. It's a whole lot of stuff. So we already have this much on him for court. And my sister has a stack on her that she's going to be sending out. And the funeral home, which are going to be extremely furious that you were sending out pornography on postcards claiming that that was the address. See, what happened was, Mr. Williams, they contacted you and they told you not to use her address. But too late. We got dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of emails in here and messages that you have been contacting our company and sending us these weird messages. So you've been stalking. And this falls in the term of mail fraud and cyber stalking. So cyber stalking can carry up to 20 years per offense. And you're way over 20 years here. And you've got a lot here. We got stuff going to the garage where you were stalking us from the garage. We show a history from the garage. This is all you. Judge is going to be going through all this. And I'm pretty sure when the Housing Authority gets a look at this, at the end of the day, the evidence that we have on you, which is overwhelming, I guarantee you they're going to make sure we keep this out of court. Now, when all this goes to the post office, they can go in and they can figure out exactly, the dates are actually on all of these. We got dates on all of these postcard dates right here. So you're done. That's it. Weirdo. Absolute weirdo. This is considered to be pornography. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be going up to the post office. I'm going to take this over here with me, and we're going to file a claim against you in the building. Because this is considered to be pornography to the United States Postal Service. This is porn. They consider it porn. And especially when you send it to people who did not give you consent to send it. It's not covered in any way. That's why if you're ordering something online, it's covered in some brown box or whatever it's covered in, because it's against the law. You can't do that. That's why it's always in some kind of brown package. It's not only just to cover your identity or whatever, protect you in any way whatsoever. It's considered against the law. So anybody who has a shop who sells that kind of stuff in the day has to have it covered up. Because someone can see it at the end of the day. That's why. You can be sued for that. And the fact that you sent it on an open postcard with someone's address attached to it, yeah. It's considered pornography. So, that's the end of that, Mr. Williams. That's it. You saw the postcard, you said, oh, that's pornography. That's automatically 20 years right there. All right. Well, don't get too comfortable. As I said before, getting kicked out of the building is not your problem. Getting a 60, 70, 80-year prison sentence, maybe higher than that, is your problem right now. That's what you're going to worry about. And you can go run if you want. You can go run. You'll get bench warrant on you. They'll hunt you all over the place, man. There's no place you can go. You won't have your benefit anyway. That'll be completely cut off. That's all gone from the door. Your caseworker is going to be ticked when they find out that this was ignored the entire time to allow it to grow into that nonsense at the end of the day. So, yeah, you're going to lose your benefits. That's gone. You are definitely going to be removed from the building. That's definitely going to happen. And you're going to jail. And meanwhile, you're going to sue the daylights out of the Housing Authority, managers, and the city of Baltimore. That's who's going to pay the money up. We got a lot on this. Mental anguish, stress, pain. All that's going to be on the list for the lawyers. All that's going to be on there. So, a message to them, $10 million is not going to make this go away. At all. It's not going to make it go away. You're going to have to pay a lot more than that. And you still have to worry about my sister because she's filing also. She has kids. And that is going to be really horrible when she explains to the judge that you sent them to her house and she has kids over there. That's not going to go well. The funeral home is going to be extremely upset because you used their address. You could have damaged their business. Could have damaged your business. What if someone got a hold of those cards, and posted that information with their address on the back of it? That could pretty much damage someone's business. But you didn't think about that. You felt at the end of the day, because they told you at the end of the day not to use their address, I'll just use somebody else's address. McAfee, you did that yourself. Remember, you used a bar address at the end of the day to commit crime. Sorry for stalking. Keep in mind, that's coming up soon. Because those statute of limitations, we have 3 years to come get you. But we're going to come get you a little faster than that. So you're going to have to answer to the bar, because you did use your address without their permission when you were stalking us through the mail. That's considered to be cybercrime and post office mail fraud and identity theft. You also used a fake receipt, counterfeit receipt of my company, trying to make it look like you got something from the mail. That's considered to be identity theft, counterfeit, the whole 9 yards. It's in there. So you're looking at roughly maybe 56 years in the prison system. Maybe a little higher than that. And it's all considered to be conspiracy because all of you guys know each other. So, gentlemen, it's going to be getting a lot faster than you think. I thought we would be roughly around Christmas time. It looks like this is going to pop off tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, phone calls go out. We start reaching out to people with all the information we have. I'll be in contact with the funeral home. I'm going to send them a nice little package. We got enough over here. And I'm going to send them everything they need to get the ball rolling so they can get themselves an attorney and jump into this lawsuit with the rest of us. Well, that's it. How does it feel to wreck your life? That fast, that quick. And my friend looked over this, my attorney friend looked over this, he was like, oh, what in the world does it do? This is open and shut. And he's sending postcards, half naked, that's pornography. And you use the United States Postal Service to do it. And you use someone else's address to do it. Who doesn't live that far from your building? Google Map, he's not that far from me. He's like a block or so from him. Well, that's over. That's it. And again, they're going to try to sell out of court. Man, what's out of court? It's going to cost you a lot of money. It's going to cost you a lot of money. You harass my company. You harass my family with that nonsense at the end of the day. And you stalked us when we were over in the garage. We got letters and messages from that, and all of them have your fingerprints on the inside. So that's the end of that. All right. Well, that's basically about it. I'm out of here. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to reach out to my attorneys, get ready for this, so we can get this ball starting, get this lawsuit going, and get these criminal charges handed out. See y'all later.